Hi Patriots! Let's talk about what mass noncompliance means in a practical way. It's real easy to get excited about pilots and nurses and doctors walking out of their jobs because of forced mandates, but what exactly does that lead to, and are you ready for it? Because everybody wants mass noncompliance until it's time to do mass noncompliance stuff. People are waking up and standing up against mandates for the jab. I think it's awesome, 100% necessary, and should continue. We have airline pilots and their staffs walking out, regular business employees, police officers, medical doctors and nurses, and our national military. So here are 3 thoughts for you. 1. Some very necessary positions in our society are being reduced or eliminated, and these industries will become very weakened. That means a weak medical force, travel system, freight system, supply chain, education system, banking system, and a weak national military. 2. The powers that be knew this would happen, and this is part of their controlled demolition of the United States economy as well as the whole global economy. They want the non-compliant to get out of the way, and they want these industries to collapse so they can come in with their great reset and be your savior. And 3, when society starts suffering the consequences of mass non-compliance, like not being able to get their medical procedures or their medicines, not being able to get the food that they want, or not being able to be protected from crimes, the will be blamed and demonized, and there will be a call for punishment against those that put us in this situation. That means that your friends and neighbors will be looking to you to blame instead of their compliant selves and the ones actually issuing the mandates. They have been and will continue to be programmed to think this way. The face masks are meant to dehumanize us. Not being able to see faces makes it easier to report you because there is no personal or recognizable connection between people. The endless media lies about death made them put fear first, shutting off the critical thinking part of their brains. And the rumors of your selfishness and promise that if we just get enough people to comply, then life would be normal again, is the perfect catalyst for your fellow citizens to do things that would make history's worst dictators blush. You might say that that doesn't sound rational, but has society proven itself to be rational lately? For the last year, we've been talking about ways on how to get prepared in practical ways for what's coming. Now that what's coming is what's happening. And so my purpose in this video is to get you guys to think 3 steps ahead so we can get even more prepared. If you take the time to think critically about the possible consequences of things like massive job losses and industry disruptions, then you can see what's coming and plan accordingly. So let's just take one example. So we have the airline pilots walking out of their jobs, and you may be thinking, well, you know what, that really doesn't affect me because I don't fly much and I can always just drive. Well, here's the thing, you gotta think deeper than that. What you may not be thinking about on the surface is how your mail and packages get shipped. They are moved by planes, both private and commercial. And if there aren't as many flights going around, then your goods will be much more slower to arrive and much more expensive to ship. Think of all the small businesses that need planes to ship their products. They will have to charge you more to buy their goods. Prices will increase, and at the same time, the value of your dollar is going down because of the government's money printing. This is inflation. Prices in certain sectors are already skyrocketing, and they will continue to get worse. With the plane and train method of shipping weakened added to the container ship port issue, things are going to get more scarce and more expensive. Add this to tens of millions of people having to leave their jobs because of mandates and no longer earning income, and you have your economy bomb. We also know that the government wants to control us, which is why they have these mandates in the first place. So if you can't fly, do you really think that they're going to allow you to drive from state to state for very long? No, they're going to be putting up state border checkpoints so we just can't drive our way around their tyranny. There are checkpoints all over Canada and Australia right now. Do you think that that can't happen here as well? When you throw a big rock in a pond, you're going to get ripples. Mass noncompliance is our necessary big rock, but the loss of jobs that pay our bills and the destruction of our supply chain and way of life are the ripples. So the question is, are you ready? We need to think critically and start asking the tough questions, like, if a certain industry goes down, what products or services do they produce that I may not be able to get? If what they produce or provide gets very expensive, will I be able to afford it? Is there an alternative locally that I can use instead? And can I provide these goods or services for myself or with my local network of like-minded friends? Now ask those questions about your kids' education, the banking system, local grocery store, police force, and your business. Look around your house at the things you need to use each day for your work, your food, water, health, and anything else in life that you can't do without. Make a list of each item and think about how you can either stock up on these things, have a local reliable supply of them, or somehow do without them. We can either be stuck scrambling at the last minute and reacting to supply chain issues, mandates, shutdowns, and psychotic grabs for freedom, or we can be proactive, think 3 steps ahead, and be ready for it. And trust me, your enemies know exactly what's coming, and they are counting on you and I not being prepared. We are at a point where having access to basic necessities has to be our goal, and anything else we can get is just an added bonus. We need to create a parallel society that doesn't include imported foreign goods, government help, or big business dependence, and instead concentrates on local suppliers, the ability for you and your tribe to grow and make your own resources, and the ability to protect ourselves from threats, both foreign and domestic. And when the government shows up and says, "We're here to help," our only response should be, "No thank you," to put it nicely. If you haven't started preparing for what's here, start today. And if you already have down the basics, then start working on your local and trusted supply chain. I cover the basics of prepping in my 3 How to Fight Back videos. They can be found on my website, social channels, YouTube channel, and the Warrior Poet Society Network. I don't have all the answers, but I do know a few things. Number 1, we are in this together. We can do exponentially more together than we could do by ourselves. And this looks like being willing to share space in homes, making sacrifices to get prepared with needs instead of wants, and coming alongside people that are losing their jobs to help them find new work, start new businesses, and do what they need to do to survive. And just a note of caution, this is a perfect opportunity for scammers to come through and claim that they're setting up funds for firemen and nurses and everything, and here's a GoFundMe and we're collecting $500,000 to give to these people that have lost their job. Be very wary, because this is a scam-rich environment we have here, so use discernment. And if you're thinking about doing that yourself, don't, because I will hunt you down and gut you like a pig. Just kidding. I wouldn't do that. But don't. All right, number 2, there are many more of us than there are of them. Find your like-minded tribe and stand up together. If the people would only realize their power, this whole thing would be over in a day. And 3, God is on our side. All right, let's talk off the cuff here. I know that for those of you making sacrifices and walking out on your job and walking into a unknown, harder path, there are a lot of people saying things to you like, it's all going to be okay, trust God, everything will work out for the best. And what I have to tell you is, I'm going to be real with you. It's going to hurt. It's going to suck. You're going to have to let go of dreams. You might have to lose your house. Your kids may not be able to go to the school that you want them to. You're going to lose relationships. Things are going to get really tough. But from personal experience, what I can offer you is that on the other side of that is incredible peace and purpose that is going to have you looking back a year from now at the life you're living today, and you're going to look at the worry that you feel and the things that you're like trying to hold on to, and you're just going to maybe not laugh, but you're going to think, that was just silly, because it just doesn't matter. And, we all grow up having these dreams and a picture of our life and what we think things are going to look like. And I don't know about you, and I'm sure you're the same, but life turned out completely different than I had in my little 10-year-old Katie head. One thing I do know is that everybody is going to have to make those hard choices. And your time may be right now, and you'll have more choices to make in the future. But I just want to hear those words, "Well done, good and faithful servant," when I'm face to face with God. And I feel privileged to live in this time where my character is tested and refined and grown, and that I am becoming fully who He made me to be. And I know that that mediocre life that I dreamed about as a little girl would have just produced mediocrity and nothing special. And I would have been a fraction of the woman I am today. So I'm going to charge forward, and I hope you do the same. And I just want to commend you because you passed the first test. You stood on your integrity and character. And there's going to be a lot more tests in the future, but Sleep well knowing that you made the right choice, that you took the harder and narrow road, and there is going to be incredible blessings on the other side of that. Okay, there's no crying during the apocalypse. Okay, so chin up, go do your homework. Thank you for watching this video. Please pass it along to people that need to see it. Don't get overwhelmed, one step at a time. And again, we're in this together, and keep fighting that good fight. I'm Good Patriot. I'll see you guys again soon, and God bless.